Okay, we are now in record session, apparently. Okay. We welcome Spiros. Okay, I suggest we will wait for about 2 minutes more, then we will begin.
I don't know if you got my message through Teams. I tried to address
Yes.
everyone. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe we can add the link of the new
Yes.
video.
Good idea. I will do this. There it is.
Okay. Let's go. So I'm very pleased to be with you for this afternoon. We are going to speak about quality in energy renovation. I just share the paper, the PowerPoint with you. And for the beginning, I let the talk to Antoine, who is going to have a look back on what's happened for the first session. If you please, Antoine.
Yes. Hello again, everyone. Oh, George is joining us. Hi, George. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Okay.
Thank you for joining us. And we just started. And so I'm Antoine. I presented the last session, which occurred last week. For this one, it's Frédéric who's going to present you the second session. And just before we start, I was just about to make a quick flashback towards the last session, after which we sent a questionnaire, a quiz, and we wanted to give you a quick look at the different answers we had. If you can see my screen, on the right I have I actually just swapped them. I think it's better. On the left you have the questions and the possible answers. On the right, so far we just received one answer to the form. So there are 10 questions, and just as a quick summary, the first one was what are the possible impacts with 2S possible impacts of the non-quality in renovation works? Because last time we talked about quality in renovation works and how some approaches of quality control are put in place in the renovation work sector in all over Europe. And we focused on a specific approach, which is the référentiel Séraphin, the Séraphin framework for quality controls. And here, these 10 questions aimed at evaluating how well you understood and memorized the key messages of last session. So the first one was what are the possible impacts of non-quality in renovation works? 4 possibilities, and the good answer was all of them. Non-quality has an impact in terms of financial impacts for meaning for reparations and compensation. Non-quality in renovation works might induce costs for reparation or compensation. There's also a social cost, like source of hardship, conflict, health risks, and etc., due to non-quality. Environmental costs due to repairs, due to the fact that repairs in case of non-quality are responsible for 50% of today's construction waste, at least in France. Maybe it's a bit different from country to country, but in France, it's 50% of all construction waste are due to repairs, which themselves are due to non-quality. And then sector impact, meaning loss of attractiveness, both in terms of customers and jobs. The second question was, what can do third-party financing companies that banks can't? We talked about third-party financing companies, which are a specific type of company specific to the French region. What they can do is actually act like a bank, propose loans and different financial products for the households in order to finance the renovation work. And what they are very specific about is that they're a bank, but they're also an engineering company and we could say architects, meaning they can design the whole renovation works, and they can accompany the households into their renovation work process and cover all of the details, whether they're administrative, technical, and stuff. So what can they do that the banks can't? Here the answer was a bit incorrect. What they can do actually is take into account into the financial schemes the energy savings permitted by the renovation works. In other words, they can into the equation which is put in place in order to decide if this household can get this kind of loan. The third-party financing companies, they can deduce the energy savings made through the renovation works in euros into the equation, which the banks can't because it's not allowed by banks regulations. It's an exception, and for now it's solely a French exception. And what we do is, as a project as a whole, we are currently working on a way to make it not exceptional to be able to do that. Third question was how many third-party financing companies exist in France today? The answer is 5, actually. There are 5 of those companies in France. When was the first one created? It was in 2014, so 11 years ago, and it was it's a company based in north of France, initially created by the region, and which is now still in existence, and is conducting a bit more than 2,000 renovation works per year, which is one of the leading third-party financing companies in France today. What does the Southbound Reference Framework contain? Is it a quality control framework, a refinancing process control framework, a permanent and periodic audit of how the controls are applied, or all of the above? The correct answer was all of the above. It actually contains all of this, and this whole thing is what we define as the reference framework. And then last 4 questions. How many controls are there in the quality control framework for multifamily housings? The answer is 120. What we said is this 120 figure is actually the total number of controls that can exist for any given project. But if you take one project in particular, the average number of controls that are applicable to this project is 60. That was a trick question, meaning that for one given project, some controls are not applicable because it depends on the type of project. How many workshops and hours of work did it take to build the quality framework during the off-year project last time? Because I think I see new faces around the table. Last time we also talked about this project, which is called off-year project, which was a H2020 project, so financed by Europe, and it occurred between 2020 and 2024, and it was actually the first project which allowed us to build this framework with co-construction of the third-party financing companies, of insurers, and of some finances, and it allowed us to build this whole framework, which aim is to be very holistic and cover all aspects of the renovation work process. What are the 3 main risks targeted by the Serafin reference framework? Here, the answers of the person were correct. The 3 main risks addressed by the framework are energy performance, technology and heritage, meaning the building health. How do we protect the building itself? And last but really not least, the human health. Those are the 3 main risks addressed by the framework. What are the 2 dimensions used to qualify the level of a given risk? The 2 dimensions are frequency and scope. I would say impact, meaning a given risk can have a very high impact, but a very, very low probability of occurrence. COVID, for instance, has had very high impact, but very low frequency, which is why it was maybe not addressed as a risk in itself up until it occurred. And then, on the contrary, there are some risks which impact is rather low, but the frequency, if it is high, might invite us to control it in order for this risk to not be too frequent. And then last question, what diagnostics are mandatory in France when starting a renovation project? Asbestos, lead, termites, building structure. Here also the person was correct. Those 3 diagnostics are mandatory, and even termites, it depends on the region you're in. Here it is, asbestos and lead are mandatory all across the country. Termites depends on the region you're located in. So this is it for the answers to those questions. I don't know if it raises any rebound question from you all, or if I don't know. Does it? Do you have any question about it all?
Seems not.
Okay. Then, well, thank you for your answers and for your time last time. And feel free to contact us if you have any further question about this first session or about the the quality framework Séraphin built. Thank you.
Thank you, Antoine. Okay, I'm going to share the presentation with you. Let's go. Do you see something on your screen? Yes? Okay, good news. For this session, we will going to discuss about what is the quality in energy renovation for DOREMI. We will talk about how DOREMI deal with this item. I'm Frédéric Roignant. I'm Chief Officer for trainee part of DOREMI. I'm working for DOREMI for 2 years, and I'm responsible for a training program for craftsmen, community, and trainers. This is the items we will be focused during one or two or half year. Sorry. I hope this menu will be okay for you. So let's begin with context and challenges. First of all, I will ask for your comprehension for my bad level of English. As lots of French, we are not very top for this subject, but I'm going to do my best this afternoon. Please feel free to ask if you need some clarification about items, because we are few for this session. So I want to have a look on what is the meaning of efficiency in renovation work, because we have several definitions in France, and it's not the same implication for the level of work we are going to deal with. Okay, so for DOREMI, the definition we are engaged in is the one you see in front of you, which is linked with the 2021 Climate and Resilience Law. We have a scale to reach, which is the BBC one, which means a building low consumption. Okay, we have a scale coming from A to G level, linked to the quantity of energy consumption per meter and square meter and per year. And this is adjusted on climate zone and altitude. Okay. So for DOREMI, the level of quality we want to reach is the A or B1. Okay. And moreover, the renovation work must include all major building equipment as insulation, ventilation, heating, domestic hot water, and windows, and other items I will present you. Okay, so this is the first definition. The next one, according on what the vocabulary we are focused on, is the deep renovation, which is a bit below the first one. We just
Frédéric?
have, yes?
Yes, just one question. We are still on the slide number 2 on the screen. Is it normal?
No. Is it any change now?
No.
No. Okay. Okay.
Now it has changed.
Okay. Number 2. If I okay. I try to share the document again with you.
Now we're on the slide number 12.
Okay. I got a problem. Yes, number 12 is okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So if it's okay for everybody, I'm going on.
I think you are not sharing the good window. We have the
Okay. Okay. Sorry. Window. Okay. Is it better like this?
We still see the slide number 12, so I think that if you change the slide on this screen, it should be okay.
And now, do you see the number 14?
No.
No? Okay, so the problem still remain. I don't know.
I think that if you stay on the PowerPoint window, you might change the slide manually and we should follow it.
Okay.
Yeah, like this is better.
Okay. So 14, 12.
Yes.
no, that's okay.
Yes.
This is the number 12. Okay.
Perfect.
And now
Thank you.
this is the number
14.
14.
Okay. Yes. Good.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. So I was telling that there is a second definition, which I call deep renovation, which is a little bit different from the first one. Here you will see we just have two insulation work, whereas in the first one we have more, 4 or 3, 1. Okay. It's the question of ventilation system. Here you have the choice between single or double flow, and we have a criteria of improvement of the reduction rate for conventional primary energy. Okay, which is a little low than the first definition objectives. Okay, and just at the end of the slide, you have the objective of this definition of the deep renovation, which is more for a more larger public than the first one. And it is a way to contribute to the French national low carbon strategy. Okay. So finally, we can say that deep renovation is an intermediate level between the high performance renovation work and between just gesture renovation work. Okay. So on the slide 14, you have the definition of the one-off renovation, which is the largest gesture work done for the moment in France. And for example, it's just the changing window or insulating or replacing a boiler, but without a global reflection on the work we have to do for to reach very high efficiency. Okay. For DOREMI, we are not very pleased with this definition because we have a contribution with ADEME, an institution in French in 2012, which shows that 80% of one-off renovation is not capable to improve more than one level the DPE, which is the scale of evaluation of improvement, and only 5% reach the BBC level or equivalent. Okay, so at the end of the day, we see that the one-off renovation work is not the one which has to be to continue or to support to reach the climate level in 2050. Okay. Okay, so why we talk about efficiency in renovation? As you can feel today on your board, it is because we are facing to global change, climate global change. But more than that, we have seen that we will face to social goal also. We have a big amount of energy poverty people in France, and working to improve efficiency in renovation will create local and non-relocable jobs here in France and in every country, that it's supporting territory development. Okay, so there's besides the climate goals, we also have social and economic goals, and surveys shows that we can expect about 8 million energy. Sorry. Okay, I'm lost in my slides. Sorry. Yes. Okay. The word is we have an opportunity for economic industrial development, and you've got figures for the 25 coming years. And also there is a point. This is health goals. Because we know that we got poor air quality in homes today. Okay, so this is the major point because we are dealing with efficiency renovation today. For DOREMI, the word is we want the efficiency renovation be accessible for all people when it's well planned, optimized, and well managed. Okay, it is not just for people we have good revenue. Okay, so we need to regard financial planning and project coordination to ensure that we will succeed in this work. So for us, the efficiency in renovation is you got good health quality in home. You have comfort, and you consume very few energy. Okay, so now chapter 2. It's not sufficient just to talk about energy in a home, in a renovation home, but we want to be sure that the energy performance is real when the work is done. Okay, so we will see on how we are organized in DOREMI to achieve this goal. First of all, we take into account the durability of work. That means it's not sufficient that just doing renovation. We have to be sure that facing the climate change, we will not be back on renovation in 20 or 30 years. Okay. So we have a long-term view to take in account at the time of designing renovation work. And this is also a point very important. If we look on the financial plan and the difficulties to reach global financial plan. Okay. And also, more than we are also interested to reduce impact on environment in reuse of materials and to just do the work which are necessary and not more. Okay. Sorry, there is a title in French. See, this is what is quality in renovation. So for the user, it means first of all for them the comfort and healthy resident. We know that 30% of our world talk about difficulties during cold winter to be okay in their home. Okay, and we will see there's an increase because in 2020 the figure was just 14%, sorry. Another point is the satisfaction from the point of view of user. For them, this is the first priority, coming largely before other aspects like green space or urban development. So this is a very important point. Next one. So let me talk about DOREMI just in a few words, just for you to understand how we are organized. We are part of a larger group, which is the Negawatt group. We are born in 2017. We are coming from Negawatt Institute, which is a kind of think tank thinking about transition in global point of view for France, energy and environment and changing society way of thinking. And the point is DOREMI has been created to face the demand for renovation in essentially old houses. Okay, we are independent, but we are also founded by a great company like Schneider or Ediliance. Okay. Next. The strength of DOREMI is we are organized in 3 major parts. Here I am talking for DOREMI formation, which is training, which is one of the 3 pillars of our organization. We also have the lab. The lab is the people we are thinking about and dealing with research thematic with partners, French and European. And we also have DOREMI work, which are the field way of doing renovation, high quality renovation. So we are working all together day by day, and this is the strength because the innovation that are put forward by lab is trained to craftsman groups and finally leads to a good renovation project on the field. And this is very particular of the framework, and I'm not sure we are lots of company organized like this in France. Okay, and moreover, the last year or in year 2022, we developed Cleo Renov. We deal with how to get the public funding for renovation. Okay, but it's a bit apart because it's not allowed by regulation to do all the work in just one society. As a figure, you can see also we are present about 1/3 of the French territory. Here we are in the south of France. We are present in Brittany, Aquitaine, Languedoc, Paris, and the center of France. Okay. We trained about more than 1,000 people a year. We have a network of more than 200 trainers, expert trainers. At the moment, we are more than 60 employees, and we trained from the beginning about 150 craftsman groups spread in France. Okay. Sorry, there are some parts that are not translated in English, but I will explain to you. So this is a scheme just explaining the batches of work we are taking into account when we are thinking about designing renovation projects for houses. So there's some insulation like this one, low floor, wall, roof, in insulation, then also joinery, ventilation, heating, and we have a specific regard on 3 points that are thermic leakage, air tightness, and water vapor migration. So for each project we are facing we have to take into account all these points. Okay, and this is very specific because this way of thinking the renovation is not very shared by lots of people here in field, in reality. Okay, so let's go deeper in how we are organized to do that. Let's talk about pillars of quality. It's like many proofs of quality. So let me explain one of them. Based on this scheme, we can reach high performance energy renovation in 2 ways. The first one, and the major one up to this time, is the project in one step. Okay. It means we will find fundings, technically solution, and without any blocking from houses. Okay, there are the 3 conditions which make possible to do high performance renovation in one step. Okay, and when the context is okay, it's the major way to work, but it's not 100% possible. So we choose to have another solution, which is we can have on high renovation project in 2 steps. For this second way of doing, we'll make a study with Adam just to know how we have to do. Okay, so the result of this study shows that it's possible to do high renovation energy project in 2 or maybe in 3 steps, but not more, because the current of the wall is needed from the beginning. Okay. There are some French inside. So I don't know why. Another goal is to ensure our partner that DOREMI is still engaged in high quality renovating and just not going to, okay, it's not important. Let's do 3 or more steps and we will see what's going on. No, it's not okay for us. So this study have the at the end we show that it's possible to do in 2 steps. Okay. So if we want to sum up the condition to do to have performance in work on 2 steps, we will say that we have the 6-pack of work plus the interaction between craftsmen, which is very important to ensure quality. And we know that we have to treat the ventilation from the beginning because while it's network, it's more difficult to make the work at the second step. And if we have this condition, we know that we can reach the same performance than if we do the work in 1 step. Okay. So another scheme. So the condition to get high renovation performance in 1 step are those one. So this type of work: joinery, inting system, insulation, double flow, and 3 more things: air tightness, thermic leakage, and designing. And if we want to do the work in 2 steps, we'll go with some work. And after, we have to optimize and to make possible to do the complementary job in a step 2. But we have to deal with and to design from the very beginning of the project. Okay. So it's more complicated, but it's possible to have the same result at the end. Okay. Do you have any question at this stage? Do you need to make a little pause or something? Okay, so if it's okay for everybody, let's go on with another point of quality for DOREMI. The thing is, if we want to have quality, we have to have a look on the global landscape of performance actors. And to ensure we have good actors, we decide to train them from the beginning. So we designed a training program for enterprise, while generally it's more like craftsmen groups of 2 types of small enterprise. And the goal are to make them progress on professional practice and also make the condition to work together and to be okay with global methodology of DOREMI. Okay. So this is a very short program, just 3 days, like more academic training program here in Valence or in regions. And after, there are some experts who are close to them for about 1 to 2 to 3 work projects on the field. And we have also the same kind of trainee program, but for experts who are going with them during the beginning of collaboration with the craftsmen. We know experts, but they are also a trainer. So this one is a 4-week program. We talk about training, teaching posters. How do they have to be faced to the craftsmen, to the household? And we talk about the way of teaching and the way of managing a group of craftsmen, and sometimes it's not very easy. Okay, and obviously we talk about also technical expertise, sales, and organization. Okay, so this is another point. We talk about training for enterprise. For teacher, they go with craftsmen, but we also have an organization for household because they want to have someone to talk with during the project from the beginning to the end. So we have a commercial offer which take them from the very beginning at the first contact by phone to the reception of work, usually about 10 months or more collaboration. Okay. So on these schemes, you got, sorry, it's in French, but just to show to you the different stage, and there are numerous, we have to be present with household. It's not easy job, but it's very necessary to go into quality at the end. Okay. So to show you in another way, in the middle of the slide, you got the household. Like when the work is finished, they are comfortably settled in their house. Okay. But before that, we have to face with steps coming from the one on the top left to the one on the back left. Okay, so the first one is designing a pre-qualification program in collaboration with household. Then after the trainer goes to and with the craftsman group to design a technical and financial estimation for the work. Then after you have the step where after the project is signed, the craftsman group make the work together, but they are guided by the trainer and the expert from the DOREMI. Before the end of the work, we have the very important stage, which is the we call it the N50 test. It is the way to show that the airtightness is good or not sometimes, and it is the time we will discuss on if we need complementary work or not to reach the quality expected. And finally, the last step is the reception of work by the whole craftsman group and the trainer. Okay. So this slide is just to show you the major step for project renovation from the point of view of the user, the household. More or less, it is the same meaning of the coming slide. So I'm going to be very fast on this one. And now I'm going to present you another one tool to the service of quality for the benefit of the household. It is the intern reference grid. We call it référentiel DOREMI for the high quality performance. So this is the first page of this document. And what is inside? Inside we have we want to have a grid just to make energetic designing simple. So in this grid, you've got about 13 way of doing efficiency, high performance renovation. According the choice you have to make in type of work. For example, you begin on the left with insulation of wall, then after you have high tightness, then ventilation, joinery, and insulation. See, this is a combination of what is possible in work. Then when you go on the left, you just have to follow the line, and after you reach a number of solutions, which is a pre-thinking way of designing the project. So we don't need to do any long study on thermic for this particular project. We know that in this kind of condition, we can reach a BBC level, a low consumption for houses, just by doing this grid, more or less. So it is a way of to stay simple of the way of engaging work, and this is also very useful to talk with the household. Okay, so another major point is for DOREMI, it's just not designing quality on paper, but the quality is made also because we are present at each stage of the project. So these stages are before the craftsman group make the proposal to the household, we have control. Before the engagement of household, we have a control. During the work, we have the control, and one of them is the N50 high tightness test. And we also have control many times during the work. Okay. And just to show you a tool we use to make the control, we develop this grid directed linked with the referee of high performance référentiel DOREMI. And for the expert, they follow this grid at each step of the control, and they make control iteratively, okay, times to times. So they have the capability, the ability to show the progress on the for the work of craftsmen. Okay. I have to say, we also got an intern software just to follow up the project. As you know now, we are spread in 5 region in France, so we have numerous projects at the same time. So we need to be very organized to know what's going to happen, and who are the project and where are they, just to make adjustment if needed. So this software called Lapli is just an intern software, but I want to to show you how we are organized on this side. Okay. So I have to just, sorry. I'm going to make a jump to this software, if it's possible. And I'm going to share you just after. Okay, where is it? Tick-tack, tick-tack. Here. Okay. Just a few moments, please. Okay, so it doesn't work. Okay. No. Okay, here we are. Okay, so let's try. I'm not very good with the share of document. Do we see something different than before? Yes, no?
Yes, it's perfect.
Okay, thank you. So here you've got the project. I'm not going into detail, but just a quick overview of the software. Here, this is the list of projects we are dealing with at the moment. I'm choosing this one. So you can see an organization. This is, we got some contact here. We've got some pictures here. So pictures before, during, and after work. Okay. We also have document, document like audit and spreadsheet and all the document we need to follow up the work. We have the stage of study. We have the stage of financing plan. Okay, here. We also have the document of work. We have the no, this is not interesting. And finally, we have accounting for accountability. Okay, so just a quick overview of the organization of the software informatic organization to follow all the project, and we will we will mobilize some data coming out from this software just after to show the result. Okay. Let's go back to the main document. Okay, so now I just present you the way of we are organized, and if you please, we are going to a concrete case of energy renovation, just to see how is it in reality. So this is a project we done in Valence area a few years ago. So it's just typical house from the year 70 in France. This is we call it like a document of communication for household, which is a summarize of the work projected designed by in one hand craftsman group and the trainer and we include what is expected in increasing performance energy, and how we are going to fund if public funding are present. Okay, so here just at the bottom of the right side of the document, you see in 20 years the decreasing of energy being we are expecting. So, for example, it's about 1,200 euro per month before work, and after work it's around just 151 euro per month. Okay. And here you've got the detail of the type of work which are designed for the first step in black, and in red for the second step. So we are in a case where it was not possible to do renovation work in one step. Okay, so this is a document that is discussed with a household, and if they needed, there are some here in red in back a reference to a guide, technical guide they can refer to if they need to go deeper in understanding for the technical work they are going to have. Okay, so for example, these guidelines are those one. They are free on website. You can download for free. There's a version for the household, and there's a version for professional. Okay, so yeah, this one is for joinery. This one is for insulation in one typical case. Okay, at this point between wall and floor. You've got also another type. And you can make the research by a number that link the website guideline and to the document I showed you before. Okay. This is the same but bigger. And this is just to show you we have an intermediate grid to have a view at the beginning of the project of what is designed, and this is the first step to share with the household what is designed for their house. It's just a way to communicate and to embark them to put them in move to go through the project. Okay, so just figure coming from the software, the l'appli I just show you before. So I'm going fast on this. This is the same. So I'm going fast. And now I can deliver you some few results of the global way of doing for work in DOREMI. Okay, so we got some intern survey just to be close to the market, and this concern the year 2022 and 2024. The first figure is finally the renovation in one step is still remain largely numerous comparing to the two steps renovation work. Okay, it's like 75% for the first one. The average surface of houses we are working with is 120 meters square. We got a good transformation between the step of technical and financial proposal to the realization of work. And this is a figure very important for craftsmen because they are more or less sure or more sure to have the work when they goes with DOREMI. Now let's have a look on the reason why sometimes we can't do the work as we expected. The first reason of abandoned project is because we got a failure on budget side. Okay, it's about 30% of the whole. And the public we are working with, for the most of them, is what we call modest or below revenue. It's coming from a grid spread by ANA, which is a French regulation agency. So we are not working just for rich people. And this is very important for DOREMI also. Okay, another figure. This one is completely in French. This is the average amount of public aid for project renovation. For the category of very low revenue, it's more than it's about 42 kilo euros for one project, and for the richer one of the public, the amount is about 13 kilo euros, which seems to be logic to be equal socially. Now, if we want to regard some technical figure, just one which is very important, it is airtightness. We make kind of promise when we spoke about house wall at the beginning of the project. We expect to be at the stage of 3 volume per hour of leakage of air in their house, and at the stage of controlling by test, usually we go to 13 to 50% of this goal, which seems to be not very a big success, but in reality, facing with multiple possibility of failure, this is a good result. Okay. Okay, and we got also a point which is very important for me is we put energy in controlling the result. When the work is finished for about 1, 2, or 3 years, just we going back to users and we make surveys just to see if the quality is still at the same level than at the reception of construction site. And we look at one criteria for example is the heating, and if we just look the heating criteria on this survey, we showed that the level is at 37.2 kilowatt per square meter per year, and the BBC level it's at the stage of 15 kilowatt per square meter per year. So we are below the BBC level. So it is a very good result. Okay. We also have more or less another type of result regarding what we done before. This survey titled Perfect Mind, it's just before 2020. This is in French, but the subject is what is for you the thermic comfort in your houses before and after work? And please tell me in winter and tell me in summer. So at the red column is before work. This one is for winter and this one for summer. Then after in green, this is the result for work, comfort sensation after work in winter and in summer. So globally, we see that about 70 to 50 to 70 or more % of people are very satisfied or very satisfied of the quality of work. Now, let's have a quick look on the air quality. You know, air quality is a big subject for health in home and globally. And this is, we got very few measurement campaign, but we have this one. And this one, the results show that with a double flow ventilation, when you increase the flow, the quantity of CO2 decrease. So the conclusion is that when you got a double flow ventilation, it contributes largely to better quality air, which seems to be logic, but with this survey, we know that it's real. It's not a projection in your mind. Okay, so globally, these schemes release a global approach of satisfaction for household in this campaign. So 40% are very satisfied, 40 are very satisfied of the quality of work during the campaign. Okay. Now, let's have a look on the limits and difficulties. Everything is not in peak paint, and there are some difficulties we have to face. And one of them is it's difficult to form project because we are facing to an increase of the amount of global work to reach a high performance renovation. For example, for average house of 120 square meter, the amount is about 100,000 euros, and which you have to add the price of the house, and there is also an amount for non-energetic renovation work. So it's a big, at the end of the day, it's a big amount. Times to times we have very efficient public aid mechanism, but it's very hard to have stability between a year to another year. For example, just at the end of June 2025, we got a stop of the mechanism of MaPrimeRénov' in French. And this has a big impact for the whole job in renovation. So it's difficult to make projection for more than 1 year for the whole people working in this industry. We got also difficulties linked to the enterprise themselves. Globally, if we have a global look, they are poorly trained, and they are not very motivated to improve their skill through academic program. Okay, we had some studies also to show that more than the half of company are too busy and they are not very confident in the business opportunity to develop, so they don't want to engage them in a trainee program. In France, we got RGE label, which is the basis step to be trained for high-level energy renovation. And we have just 10 to 15% of company which goes to this RGE label, which is very few comparing of the number we need to reach the global climate goal in 2015. And what can be said also is from the point of view of craftsmen, it's very difficult to work as a group because they don't know them. They don't have any time to exchange together. It's difficult to share the same way of doing job and to plan their intervention and coordinate the work. So they are not very kind to go into this way of working. And this is a challenge for us. Okay, so what's going to be in the future? Prospect for development. We are working on rewriting our renovation toolkit. The goal is to make it more friendly to use on the field. So this is guideline to be used by craftsmen on the field. So this is an intern process of DOREMI, just to make the use easily for people on the work. Okay, for training, we want to develop more some operational training on the field because they don't want to leave their tool. They want to stay focused on the work, on the field work. So we have to develop this kind of train. We can also make a push-up on the return of experience diffusion, just to deliver a very deep message to the craftsmen. And also we can work on the recognition of quality as a label, like we can think about a DOREMI label, just to encourage and to make it visible the quality developed on our project. Okay. This one. Oh yes, I see. We also think about two ways of controlling more precisely and more deeply the quality on site. The first one is a proposal for operational site monitoring, which can be conducted by architect, for example. And we can go from the designing to the reception of work. This is the stage right here, from the pre-study to support for reception of work. So this is the way to challenge more enterprise on the quality of work. And a second way of doing of improving quality, real quality, is to become a general contractor So for this proposal, the idea is to have all the solution in intern for DOREMI directly from the audit to enterprise to support fundings, for example. And this is a way to control more precisely all the steps which are requested to do a good job. Okay, finally, the last part of the presentation, what DOREMI brings to OSS. In very few words, I think we have a concrete field experience based on hundreds of high-performance renovation done with very concrete result. And we have a framework which is, in my point of view, arrived at a maturity level. We have a standardization proposal for renovation course, beginning with the first phone contact to the reception of work, divided into 2 blocks. The work on the right and the pre-qualification and pre-study work on the left. And also, we have an experience concerning professional skill development, because we train more than 1,000 people a year. More of that, we have an integrated reproducing approach, centralized to user with lab research pool, with the changing way of thinking with Institut Negawatt, with Cleo Renov, which is the structure to help to fund the project, and with work all dedicated to the quality observation. As a conclusion, we can say that quality for high performance renovation is not to be considered as another cost, but it's more for us a condition of a successful for renovation. And for us, the coming challenge is to cooperate, organize, and to spread high performance renovation for every people in France and Europe. Thank you for your attention. Going to stop the share, and if you got some energy more, I'm ready to respond to your question in case.
Thank you, Frédéric. There were some questions in the chat, so maybe we can start with the one.
Yes, thank you, Florence. Okay, lots of questions. Okay, hello. Okay. How do the definition related to the EED and, sorry, I didn't get the EED and EPBD. Can you explain it to me, please? It's Weidman, Boker. Nouria. No. Is there a demo example of the software for use to see? I was fast on that because I want to be bored to you. But if you, I think we have a demo logging possibility to share with you. If you want, if we have an extended time, I can show you if every people is interested, or if it's not, I can make a demonstration to you in private in another moment. Are you okay with this idea? Yes? No? Okay, these documents are available, Damien. Can you precise your demand?
Yes, it was about the guide métier
Yes.
that you showed. Didn't found that on the
Yes.
website.
I think yes. I'm going to answer you. I just have to check on the internet, but I think yes.
Okay, thank you.
And okay. Do citizens have to pay for the DOREMI service? If yes, how much does that cost? If no, who pays and how much? DOREMI is a private company. Our economic model is based on redevance, just a bill coming from the work. We are a revenue coming from 3 pillars of organization, which is lab, work, and training. So, and it's the global approach is to balance revenue between the 3 pillars. So, for example, if we have a problem with one pillar, we are saved by the other one. So this is not an association. We are not. We have a global contribution coming from the polluting company, which is maybe you maybe it's in English here. A tax coming from a big pollutant company. So more or less, it's like a tax. But after that, we make facturation and we have money coming from work, from training, and from study because we have we have ordered by European company, French institution, private laboratory, and so on. So globally, it's a balance between all this source of revenue.
And do the citizens have to pay something, or is it free for them because you earn money from other parts?
No, it's not free. If they want to have a renovation work for them, they have to pay for. The first step is free. So we have to be very good because after that, at the end of this first stage, we want them to sign for the second part, which is not free. Okay. So for to the following up of the renovation work on the field, it's not free, but the step before is free. So for DOREMI, it's very challenging to make them confidence at the level of they want to go on with DOREMI for work. You see?
Yes, thank you. And what's the average that they might pay? What kind of amount is it? Is it 100 euros, 1,000 euros?
It's more like a percentage of the global amount of work, more or less like for architect, but we are below because we don't approach the global work for renovation. We just take into account energy, a batch of work. Okay, and we also have another way to see the stuff is when the project is a big one, we can negotiate a kind of global amount, and it's not for this example. It's not a percentage amount of the total. Okay, there's another question. Are there any subsidy involved in a total cost of renovation regarding household energy upgrade? If yes, what is the max percentage of the total cost? I don't have the figure to respond to the last question. Sorry. But I can get the question. I haven't the answer yet, and I can go to you with the response by emailing for the next session if you need. Yes?
Okay, thank you. Yes, thanks.
Okay. Is it more or less clear what I've shown you?
Thank you.
Yes? Okay. Do you have any question more?
No, it was very clear. Thank you so much.
Okay. As my colleague Antoine, I will send you a short questionnaire just to check you get in mind some very point of the DOREMI approach. Maybe we will have an exchange for the next session before Stephanie take the talk. Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going to end the session. If it's okay for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Thank you, Frédéric.
See you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.